been doing a lot of thinking about what potentially could happen in the next coming years as we wait to see how bad the Trump administration could be. And for as bad as they were talking about how things could go, I am not sure how bad they really will be. We have some safeguards, and we have to hope and trust that those safeguards will hold. First of all, now one of the safeguards that we will not have that we had last time, Donald Trump is not going to appoint a decent cabinet. He's going to appoint people that are yes men that tell him what he wants to hear and smack him on the back and tell him he's a genius. And they're gonna try to do some horrendous things. However, a lot of what they want to do, they can't do alone. They are going to need Congress or the courts or both. Now, they haven't finished calling the House yet. We can hope that Democrats have the House and we have Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. If that's the case, Hakeem Jeffries becomes the most powerful person in Washington because anything that needs to go through Congress gets blocked by him. Similar to what Mitch McConnell did when Republicans had the Senate with Barack Obama. Second, even if they don't, the House is looking like it's going to be a thin margin like they had this time. They couldn't accomplish anything this time with a thin margin in the House. The Republicans aren't unified as far as how extreme they want to be, things like that. And there's going to be some vacancies. Now, I'm not saying Democrats can pick up any seats out of these vacancies, but when the vacancies happen, like if people get appointed to cabinet positions or things like that out that are sitting members of Congress, they are going to be vacancies, and the Republicans are going to have a smaller chance to get anything done. Like, it's just going to be hard for them. Then we have the Senate. A lot of Democrats were getting excited about the idea of getting rid of the filibuster and pushing through their agenda. Well, I don't think the filibuster is going anywhere. I don't see the Republicans getting rid of it. Why? Because the next election in 2026, there are more Republicans up for re-election in the Senate than Democrats. And yes, there will be a midterm election. There's no way Donald Trump can just stop it. It's going to happen. We will have an election in 2 years. But the Republicans aren't going to jettison the filibuster. They're going to stop a lot of things, and the Democrats, because of that 60 vote margin of the filibuster, are going to be able to prevent at least some things from getting through Congress. Now, are some things going to get by through other ways of getting around the filibuster? Sure. But Democrats are going to be able to block a bunch. The other thing is, Senate Republicans, and to some extent House Republicans, are going to be looking at what they can and can't pass, and they're going to be very careful about what they pass because they understand, even though Donald Trump doesn't, that there will be an election in 2 years. There will be an election in 4 years. And if they try to do too much egregious stuff, they will get voted out, and they are not going to be able to run Donald Trump in 2028. So the Republicans are going to be looking ahead. The actual politicians are going to be looking to 2028. Donald Trump isn't looking that far ahead. He doesn't care. So there are some safeguards. And then we have the courts. We have to hope that the courts hold and toss these things out that are unconstitutional. And we hope, even with as bad as the Supreme Court is, that when it comes down to basic constitutional things, that they stand, on business and do what's right. Now, it's skeptical with this current Supreme Court, but that's where we're at this point. So we have safeguards. It may not be nearly as bad as what people have been saying, and we just have to get through into the midterms, and then Democrats can take control of Congress again, and then start protecting things and keeping Donald Trump in check from being able to do anything about it, any of the things that he wants to do. So there are some safeguards. It's going to be rough, but we'll get through it.